Hello, and a very warm welcome to the Happiness Chat. There is nothing more beautiful than someone who goes out of their way to make life beautiful for others, said Mandy Hale. My guest today is a phenomenal lady who practices this on a daily basis. She is the recipient of so many awards for the remarkable work that she does. Most recently, she won the Most Inspiring Woman Award from Arabian Business, who have nominated her for the top 100 most influential Indians in the GCC for 5 consecutive years. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Gulshan Kavarana to the Happiness Chat. Thank you so much for joining me today, Gulshan.
Thank you. The honor is all mine. Thank you for having me. And I love this whole idea of a happiness chat. So thank you. And I hope my story, my journey will make somebody else happy as well. So, yeah.
I have no doubts about it. Thank you so much. A story like yours is just completely fascinating. We all have life-defining moments that demarcate our lives into a before and after. Your such moment was in 1997. Take us briefly through your life before 1997.
So, first of all, Shilpa, let me just say, I remember meeting you at this Indian Association. We were both giving speeches, and I was so inspired by you. So, you have an incredible story. So, thank you for sharing that with all of us. And yeah, before 1997, I was a daughter. I'm born in 1967. My mother was a single mother. She was bringing up my sister, Roxanne, and I. My dad had passed away when I was only 5 years old. I watched my mom always have an open house and welcoming everybody. She never, I mean, if it was lunch or dinner time, even if there was less food, but everyone was invited. Our house was like an open house with loads of people there, and it was just so wonderful. And I'm a Zoroastrian, and I live in a Parsi colony. I was surrounded by wonderful human beings, but one person that really stands out for me in my life was my mentor. I consider her my mentor and my guide. Her name was Kumi Auntie, Kumi Daruwala. And oh my God, she really had a big impact. She saw in me what I never knew I had. And she, took me with her at a very young age. I was watching what she was doing. She just dedicated her life to doing things what she really believed in. And I saw the joy that it gave others, but it gave her as well. And I watched her, and my God, she's had a big impact in my life. So I was always surrounded by very very powerful women who were doing amazing jobs, who never believed that they were doing anything great. But I was just watching them at a very young age, and yeah. And then at the age of 18, I met my husband, Zahir, who was in the merchant navy, and yeah, we fell in love immediately. I said, "This is the guy I'm going to marry." So the first guy I go out with, I marry, and we've been together for 32 years. It's just been an amazing journey with him, and I married on my 24th birthday. When I was 25, you know, I from being being a daughter to a wife, daughter-in-law, I became a mom to an amazing daughter, Janai, who today is a mom. And it's just been a beautiful cycle with her. And it was such a wonderful life that I had. And Janai was always after me, please give me one more sibling. So then we did try, and we tried and tried, and then 97, that's when it happened.
Wonderful. So tell me then what happened in 1997?
So 1997, I was pregnant with Zara. I knew I was going to have a second daughter. Something kept telling me maybe this pregnancy, everything was going well, but I kept feeling that maybe this child is not going to be normal for I don't know whatever reason. I thought I was too old. I was 33 years old, but I thought I was too old. And I was really afraid. But then, I would push the thoughts back whenever they came, and I said, I'm going to have a normal child and everything's going to be fine. And so we moved to Dubai. My husband had a sure job. There was no more long distance relationship for us. We had our own house. Janai was 7 years old. Everything was just perfect in my life. I couldn't imagine anything, that I needed more in my life. And I gave birth to Zara. She was born absolutely normal. And then, on the 31st of August in 1997, the day Princess Diana died, I was woken up, by these weird sounds coming from Zara's cot. And, we didn't have a mobile phone with a torch. So I had a little torch next to my bed, and I put it on her face to see like what is happening. And I saw that she was having a seizure. And I thought that day we had lost her, you know. But we rushed her to the hospital. They revived her. They said, "Oh, don't worry, it's a febrile convulsion. It happens normally after a vaccine." I'd given her the second dose of the DPT shot, and that's 16 hours after that she had a seizure. And so I believed in it. I kept vaccinating her, and more damage was being done. I didn't realize it. And then, you know, soon after that, at the age of 3, she completely regressed. So everything that she could do, she stopped doing. And in between all this, I met again some amazing people. We don't have extended families here, so we have to rely on friends and people who are in a similar situation. So that's when I met Sandhya, and she came to my life, and she had 2 daughters with cerebral palsy. So she guided me, and she said, you know these are the 7 stages of grieving, and you are in anger right now, but you won't be forever. And with humor, she took me from the shock to accepting my child.
Wow. So tell me, what traits do you think have helped you to stay strong through these years?
My mom, she used to always tell me, after I found out about Zara, she said, you know, you have inner strength. I said, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about. And she said, no, everybody has it. I had no clue what she was, saying. And, just having very inspirational people around you. I had a therapist who came into our life. His name is Saif Bijliwala. I had Vanessa Sequeira who had come in, and they were all helping out with Zara. And just watching them interact with my child, I started to do the same. And I think the biggest strength came from my daughter Janai, because she just accepted her sister the way she was. She didn't want her any different. She just loved her unconditionally. And that is what the biggest lesson I learned was from my 7-year-old daughter at that time, who said, Mom, why do you want her to talk? Because when I'm talking, you keep telling me to keep quiet. So I don't understand. Why can't you be happy that Zara is not talking? And small stuff like that. And she would keep these post-its on my cupboard with, don't worry, it won't get you anywhere. And those were so powerful, such profound statements coming from a very, very young child. And Janai had empathy before anybody else, and she just loved Zara. And I think none of this would have been possible if I didn't have the support of my family, my sister, my sister-in-law, my friends, Jaru, there's Komal, there's Tanas Dehan. I mean, they've just all, Sujata, they've all been, Babsi, they've just been amazing people in my life. And I always feel so blessed that all these people came when I needed them the most. And honestly, I do everything that I can today only because I have tremendous help at home. And without Saraswati, she is really the goddess in our lives. And I don't think I could have done anything without her. So, yeah, I have to acknowledge Saraswati.
How nice is that? So, if I'm reading correctly here, Zara was the reason you started the Special Family Support Group in 1999. How has that journey been so far?
So, when I used to be a volunteer in the school for special needs, because I had this thing with God, give me a normal child, I'll work with people with disabilities for the rest of my life. So I started as a volunteer there, and there was a girl getting seizures, and I used to say, oh my God, how does someone put up with something like this? But I didn't know that I would be, in 4 months, it's going to be my turn. And the teacher there, she saw me regressing, and I was not able to cope with it, and she said, why don't you just join a support group? She was Canadian. And I said, I looked, there aren't any support groups around. And she said, you know what, if you can't find one, you start one. And that's when the support group started. And then I met the most amazing human being, Hanifa, with her family. She has two kids with special needs. And just watching all of them and the resilience that all these moms had, it just gave me the strength to carry on doing what I was doing. And my husband would say, okay, Zara's had a seizure, so I would say, I can't go. And he would say, no, it's fine. You just carry on doing what you're doing. So I'm truly blessed that I've had amazing, amazing people around me.
I'm just so in awe of your sense of gratitude, in spite of your own issues, how every word that comes out of your mouth is thanking someone. That's, I mean, really something we all can learn.
But it's true. That is what happiness is to me. It is true. Just being grateful for what you have and counting your blessings every single day.
When I'm hearing you, Gulshan, I'm thinking back of the course I did on the science of happiness. And the thing, what they say is that gratitude is the absolute basic mantra of happiness. Where
It's
counting
true.
your blessing, just acknowledging, just savoring the moments that are, remembering them, and just being in an attitude of gratitude. You just stop complaining. They said that is, just try it. That is the basic. And when I'm hearing it from you, it's you just kind of reaffirming whatever I've learned. So it's absolutely awesome to hear it from you. And I know another thing that is very close to your heart is art. What is your involvement been in this field in recent times?
So, when I finished my school, and I did study 5 years, I did a course in commercial art. Now it would be called graphic design. And so, but I never went into working, because if I got into advertising, I would be neglecting my daughter, and I didn't want that. So when I moved to Dubai, I started as a volunteer in the art room with children and adults with special needs. And I saw what art really does for people with disabilities. It's a place where they can just be themselves without any, there's no judgment, they're just allowed to create. And it was through art that we were teaching life skills. And so in when I was 46, this was 10 years back, I got offered my first job. It was at an art studio for adults with special needs. And we started giving a sense of belief to the adults with disabilities. And when you start believing in them, they start believing in themselves. And today, a lot of the artists that I have worked with in the last 10 years are on their own. They're making lot of money. They're considered artists, not artists with disabilities, but just artists. And that's the way I get my bonuses. So, it's been amazing. And now I continue working with two of the artists, Abdullah and Asma, and they have their own studio, which is called The Next Chapter. It's amazing. So 10 years journey has been wonderful.
Uh, I'm just thinking, Gulshan, when you are saying all these things about art, I have personally experienced it. Actually, my name Shilpa means art, but I can't draw a line. I'm very bad, you know. But what I do, when I was paralyzed on the bed, and I started writing my personal diary, which ultimately, culminated in a book. It was the most healing thing I think I have ever done. It was therapeutic. I won't say venting because I was not that way angry. There were few days I was, but I think the prime thread that flows through the book is of gratitude because I had so many people to thank. A big battle like that, you cannot fight on your own. If people tell me I'm brave, I can take maybe this much only credit. There's an army of people that needs to be thanked. Just the way you are thanking people, I have also so many people to thank. And I think what you're doing with art and the artist, it is phenomenal because it is so healing. You feel so good about yourself, your self confidence, your self esteem, and plus they can sell and they can make money. They can feel capable, of earning. I mean, it's completely wonderful. I am so happy you're doing this.
I'm happy as well because just to watch them, gain in confidence. So Abdullah is now calling up his clients. He follows up. He says, "Hey, I finished the commission. When am I getting paid?" You know, okay, he learned the the way to ask nicely, but he's just doing it. He's sharing his work on Instagram. Asma is, she just wants to share. She writes beautifully. She's just going out. She's making these little heart people. I would invite everybody to come. We are in the Bastakia in Tashkil and come and see the work that they're doing and interact with them, get to know them, and don't look at them with people with disabilities because they are artists. So it's amazing.
How wonderful. And so tell me, I can make out you're an inspiration, but what is your motto in life?
I mean, I don't know if I'm an inspiration, but I get inspired by my students, by my daughters. Just watching my daughter right now, she's become a young mom, and watching her enjoying her baby, that's inspiring me. I want to do the same with Zara, get back to basics, and just just be there for her. And forget all that she's grown up. I still want to hold her in my arms. I still want to do the same thing. And just so I get inspired by everybody around me. They inspire me. You know, the resilience that Zara has, she doesn't sleep for 2 or 3 nights at a stretch. Even with Valium, she cannot sleep. She has epilepsy, but she continues going on, and that resilience that I see in her, I mean, that's some on another level. So my motto is, just try and be a blessing in somebody's life every single day. And something that I live by is a friend of mine, her name is Nargis. She taught me this, and she said, I can, I will, I must. These three words, and I keep saying that I can, I will get up. There are days when it's so hard to get up and go to work because if you've not slept the whole night, Zara's had seizures, but we still wake up. My husband and I still wake up, we go to work. And yeah, it's hard, but we still do it because we watch our daughter doing it as well. And every day I learn from people with disabilities. They teach me so much. I teach them uh, life skills, but they teach me what life is all about.
You said it so well. And this is a happiness chat. So tell me, what does happiness mean to you?
Being grateful, being satisfied with what you have. And again, that is something you learn from people with disabilities. They don't have any wants in life. So if you don't have wants and you don't, if all your needs are met, you should be happy. And if you have a roof over your head, you have clean water, you have food, you have your clothes, what more can you need, and if your needs are met, you should be happy, and that's what. Yeah, but I like a massage. I like to go and do my hair. I like my manicure. I like doing these things as well. And there's no harm, and I do it without guilt. I enjoy it, and I do it. So, whatever makes you happy, because unless you are happy inside and outside, you can't share this happiness with anybody else. So what makes you happy, and do it without any guilt.
Absolutely. I love that very ladylike thing when you said about a massage or a manicure, because I also believe, Gulshan, you can only give what you have. If you're not happy from inside, how will you make anybody else happy? I mean, if I
Exactly.
have 100 rupees, I can give someone that. But if I have nothing with me and the guy is asking me for like 500, I have nothing to give him. You have to have it first in order to give it to somebody. So please carry on with your massages and manicures also, because they make you happy. And I know that whether you say it or not, but I do know you're a blessing to so many people.
But so many people are a blessing in my life. So yeah, I'm so grateful to all of them. In the lockdown, I was stuck for 4 months in India without Zara, and Saraswati was here alone and that gave me such an insight on that I'm not indispensable. Life will go on without me, and that was a powerful lesson to learn. You know, and Zara was absolutely fine. Yes, she was here. I had wonderful friends, Tanaz and Rehan, who came every single day to take her for a drive. I'm so grateful to all the support system that I have. So yeah, I am a happy person.
Yes. And I have read so many quotations on helping others, and helping others makes you happy. But you're a person who truly personifies all the goodness of those quotes. A role model for others to look beyond one's own issues and do good for humanity. A blessing for so many.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
No, Gulshan, it's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for your time. It has been inspirational to say the least. And for everybody out there, until we meet again, be happy, be safe. Thank you.